The EndoRotor is an interventional resection device to be used during endoscopic procedures by a trained gastroenterologist or interventional pulmonologist. The EndoRotor has several cleared indications for use. Consult instructions for use on EndoRotor contraindications. The EndoRotor endosurgery system consists of a console, foot control, vacuum pump, and catheter. Ensure the correct catheter length is selected for the appropriate scope. The catheter requires a 3.2 millimeter endoscope working channel. If you have additional questions on the catheter selection, please consult the EndoRotor Instructions for Use Endoscope Compatibility Chart. Ask the physician if the procedure is a powered endoscopic resection, tissue collection, or powered endoscopic debridement, no tissue collection, and select the corresponding in-service video. The PED catheter has a serrated tip, comes in various lengths, and allows for purging of debris. All catheters require a 3.2 millimeter endoscope working channel. The EndoRotor PED catheter is available in the following configurations. Disposables required for the procedures where tissue collection is not desired are EndoRotor Purge Kit, 20 milliliter syringe, a bag of normal saline, 250 milliliters to 1,000 milliliters, suction tubing, and suction liner for the independent ER vacuum. Power on. Ensure the catheter interface on the console is in the unlocked position. Insert the catheter's proximal housing into connection. Do not twist. Ensure hex connection aligns. Gently push the catheter's housing completely inward and rotate locking lever right into lock position. Maintain forward pressure when inserting the catheter. On bottom surface of proximal housing are two connected tubing sets. The shorter of the two tubes is the purge kit connection to the vacuum tube. To load, press vacuum release button. Stretch tube and place into vacuum release valve until seated. Take care when stretching the tubing to ensure your right hand does not hit the catheter housing with force. Hitting the housing with force may damage the catheter. Connect 20 milliliter syringe to the bottom portion of the purge kit. The smaller end of the purge kit must be connected to the vacuum tubing. The larger end of the purge kit will be connected to an independent vacuum. At any time, tissue may be collected if required by the user. If the physician decides to collect tissue, remove the purge kit and replace with a specimen trap. Activate the independent vacuum by pressing the bottom right power button once. Control the suction by turning the dial clockwise or counterclockwise, referencing the inner orange numbers. It is important to confirm vacuum settings with a physician. For a procedure in which tissue collection is not desired, the vacuum should be 350 millimeters mercury and can be increased as physician feels appropriate during the procedure. Vacuum setting up to 750 millimeter mercury is acceptable. Open irrigation pump by lifting irrigation hood. Place irrigation tubing set on top of rollers in pump with flow from left to right. Then close irrigation pump hood. Use a vented spike on irrigation tubing to attach to saline bag. Press prime button once. After prime is completed, the amber light turns green. Submerge the tip of the catheter into a basin of water. Tap the left pedal once to activate the blade. Then press and hold down the right orange pedal for 5 seconds to allow additional irrigation into the catheter. Lastly, release the orange pedal and deactivate the catheter by tapping on the blue pedal once. The catheter is now set up for the procedure. Maintain sufficient distance from the console so that the flexible outer tubing is as straight as possible, with no kinks or coils. Failure to do so may affect performance. If performance is affected, then straighten the outer tubing and operate the device. During the procedure, the catheter may require purging. To purge, switch the stopcock on the purge kit to turn off vacuum to the catheter. The blade should be activated during this process to ensure the window is open. In a quick motion, depress and pull the syringe plunger back and forth several times. No refill of air is required. The physician may notice debris exiting the distal end of the catheter. This is expected. Once purging is completed, turn the stopcock back to its original position and continue with the procedure. Disconnect the vacuum tubing from the purge kit. Discard all disposable components. Do not discard the reusable plastic canister, vacuum overflow canister, and attached short reusable tubing.